Hi, guys. This is Michelle,
And I'm Lexi.
and you are listening to Book to the Couch.
So grab a snack, get cozy, and meet us on the couch. So hi guys. It's been a little bit, but we are back.
Doing better than ever.
It is now almost the middle of July, which is so hard to believe that we've been doing this for almost 2 months now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. we started this back in May.
Yeah, it's almost been 2 months. It's so crazy. But so since we do this once a month, we're going to do a little game of bookish Would You Rather. So I'm going to be reading them and we're going to decide each which one we would rather be. So, okay. So would you rather have unlimited access to ARCs but non-released in the last 5 years, or have unlimited access to only book released 5+ years ago? I'm going to have to go with ARCs
Arcs, yeah.
because none of the books that are my actual favorite have been released 5+ years ago. So
Yeah, no, I would be very miserable having to read all of my nostalgic reads.
yeah, I agree.
I'm thinking back to like 2020, like during COVID.
Oh yeah,
like
I know.
5
Those
years
were
ago.
rough times for authors. Okay,
There's a
so
lot of weird. I read a lot of weird shit during 2020.
oh yeah, and I can't wait until we read.
Let's talk about that coronavirus romance.
I can't
Stay
wait
tuned.
until we read
I'm
some of
planning
those.
to do a mini review on that. I want us to read that so bad,
Yeah,
just for the laughs,
just
for
and
the
that'll be
lulz.
around the same time we read the Shrek one, probably.
Mhm. And
Okay.
around the same time that I finally go around and read that Energized Bunny one, I somehow
Oh
got
my
my hands
God, I
on.
completely forgot about that. Okay. Read only one book in a year and remember everything, or read 100 books and remember nothing.
I'm just gonna go with read 100 books and remember nothing
Me
because it's my
too.
every day. I'm like,
Me
oh
too.
yeah. As soon as I'm done reading a book, like I have about 5 minutes, maybe a full day of like actually remembering the full plot, and then after that, my brain's like, all right, trash.
The book has to be so good for me to remember everything about it anyways, and
Or I
that
had to read it like a
yeah.
thousand times.
And it comes very rare that I remember everything in a book. So I'm going to go with read 100 books because you can be in 100 different universes, feel everything, and then you just on to the
Honestly,
next.
that means I could go back and reread all of my favorites and not remember a single thing from them and
Exactly.
still get that same nostalgic love from them.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, that's great. Honestly, I would love that.
It'd be such a good feeling.
Okay, reread your least favorite book monthly, or never be able to read your favorite book again. Oh no. I don't know because like
Honestly, I've read The Tourist Attraction enough at this point that much like the Shrek film, the first one, I can remember the entire plot, and I don't. I am fine not ever having to reread it again because I will just imagine it in my head.
honestly, my least favorite book isn't even that bad of a book. So I think I would reread my least favorite book monthly because who says you have to finish it? Who says you even have to like read actually? You could just
We are not
skim
bringing
through it.
my least favorite book into this. That was 700 pages. I am never getting back in my life.
Yeah, I don't think I
I'm
would.
not going to drop titles quite yet, but
Read the last chapter in a book first, or watch the movie before reading the book. Watch the movie before reading the book. I've done that so many times.
yes. Because I'll watch a movie and then realize that it was based on a book, and I'm like, oh, well, now
I need to read that.
it's like I need to go read that now.
Yeah.
Like Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. Well, sorry, not Jurassic Park World, Jurassic Park. It's like, oh, I've watched those movies so many times growing up, and now I'm like, you know what? I need to actually read the book
Yeah.
or listen to the book because that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Next question. Wait 5 years for the final installment of a series, or get it now, but must read every spoiler before you can start reading.
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting 5 years because honestly, waiting 5 years is nothing. I've been waiting like what feels like a freaking lifetime for the next Elden Scrolls like 6 game to come out. Like,
Yeah, honestly, people who are into like Marvel movies and like
or video games.
we're
we
are used to waiting. I mean, if you're a GTA fan, come on.
One of my favorite mangas of all time, there was a period of time where the author was only like releasing a single chapter every 6 months for like 4 years.
And oh wait, AO3 and Wattpad, we waited weeks and months in between chapters and stuff like that. So waiting is not an issue.
Years, because I got a notification on one of my Wattpad saves that I had weirdly saved like 5 years ago during COVID. That was like the end of a story. Yeah, I got an update that there was a new upload.
Oh my god! Wait, recently?
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago, something like that. I didn't go and read it.
I love that. Oh my god. All right. Well, that takes care of that portion of our pod. But today, we figured we would take 2 romance hot takes and discuss them. Because our next episode is probably going to be a little bit of a longer one. We're hoping to get a lot done. But as of right now, we are going to do some romance hot takes. So, with your first one, do you want to take the wheel
Here's my
here?
hot take. The third act breakup is lazy writing. I won't necessarily say it's fully lazy writing. I am not a huge fan of the third act breakup, because usually what comes with the third act breakup is the whole miscommunication trope, and I don't really like, especially miscommunication where it's like it's blatantly obvious that if they just had a conversation,
Yes. Oh my god.
they said more than 5 words to one another, none of this would be happening. The breakup wouldn't be happening. None of it. But also, I feel like honestly, the third act breakup is unnecessary. Like, you don't need to break up a couple just to make them
bring them back together.
Bring them back together. Like, oh, I realize, like, through this breakup, I'm actually madly in love with you. I know we don't read romance for realism. However,
that just is not even in the realm of. It just pisses me off.
It's not logical. It's not logical because in a fantasy world, our fantasy characters, our imaginary characters, I should say, they're gonna be able to have great communication skills. They're gonna have every perfection that as people we don't have. Yeah. So they're gonna have flawless communication. They're gonna be able to communicate their feelings perfectly to one another, even with all the trauma that they're gonna have, because you can't have any type of character without a little bit of trauma.
See, I think that movies encapsulates that. Like, they can have that done in movies because it works in movies. Because you have to have, like,
you only have such amount of time in a movie, too.
Yeah, and so it works easier.
Like, you're reading a book for hours and hours.
Yeah,
and like you get to 3/3 of the book, and then like
they break up, and it's like, what the fuck?
And it's like it usually, okay, I usually feel, so when it comes to the third act breakup, I usually feel it happens like where it really does not need to happen, and that it absolutely does not make any sense. Because because a lot of these breakups will happen because of they just did not simply have a fucking conversation.
Yeah, all it takes, and in real life too, all it takes is communication and one conversation to solve a lot of issues that you might be having. And that, it just irks me so bad. And I agree. Like, I mean, I get that it makes sense in some of them because, like, say, like the main character has to go back home and they have to break up because of that. That completely reasonable, completely understandable. But even then, you don't necessarily have to break up.
Yeah.
But it makes sense in the moment when they're not thinking logically, because they're only thinking with lust instead of love at that point most of the time, because of the fact that, like, I mean, it's a book, you know, lusting, love,
like I will say, like, the only time that a third act breakup will, like, and I say breakup with like quotation marks because I usually will, the only ones that I kind of even like is when it's fake dating.
Yes. Yeah, that's acceptable.
Fake dating breakup. But also, that could also be solved if they would just have a conversation with each other.
Like,
if they would just be like,
oh my god, okay, I really like you, actually.
It's like, okay, I know we discussed this being, like, not an emotional thing, but, like, we've crossed all of our boundaries that we set in the beginning, and now I have feelings for you. Like,
Yeah, I need a book with that, like where they actually don't have miscommunication, but it's fake dating at the same time. I've never read one that actually was like full throughout the whole thing, just like a
Clear
yeah.
communication. Like, all right, well,
Yes.
we don't
Like I
want this to be anything
understand
serious.
I understand it adds to the conversation,
Hmm.
but also it's not necessarily needed every single time. Like there's a bunch of books that I've read where it's just like it makes no sense to break the characters up because they are so thoughtful for each other throughout the whole thing, and they think about the other's feelings, and then they just break up out of nowhere because one tiny little slip up from one of them. Just fucking talk. Like,
I feel like also part of my issue for like a third act breakup is it reminds me a little bit too much of like that one couple in high school that would break up, get back together, break up, get
oh
back
my
together, break up, get
god.
back together.
Living in a
break
small
up, and get back.
town, I
Yeah.
know so many that did that.
So many
So
that
many.
did that, so many that still do that.
Yeah, true shit.
Like-
True. Like I can't
There
even
are a couple of people I
deal.
went to high school with that their on again, off again relationships are just
Like we're grown. Don't do that.
just have
Like,
conversation. Just
we're literally almost 30. Like
just break up and stay
Please.
apart. You obviously aren't working out if the first 2 times you aren't working out.
Oh my god, that's another thing that bothers me in
Stop
the
it.
books. If the main character keeps going back to the same person over and over again. Like
If it's a
please
second chance romance and it has a third act breakup, you need
just
don't
stay
go-
broken up.
Just stay broken up.
You don't
Just
need
stay
it.
broken up. Because the first time might have been a fluke, but that second time is obviously the universe giving you signs. Like,
yeah,
hey,
like you don't need to be with this person. Please stop. Seek help. Get therapy.
communicate, have a conversation.
Like
Learn how to open up and talk about your feelings.
I literally, oh my god, it irks me so bad that I mean I wouldn't call it lazy writing, but I definitely
like I said, I wouldn't necessarily call it lazy writing, but it's not.
There's no depth there if it keeps happening.
It doesn't. Yeah,
like especially if it's a series and in every single book the couple breaks up, that is lazy writing. That's just you have one hit. Like say you write a book, it has the miscommunication trope in it and it goes viral. And you continuously and you yes. And you continuously write about these characters being on and off again in every
if you
single
have 6
book.
books of your character breaking up and getting back together,
Like please stop.
that is not a good relationship. Please stop romanticizing it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that is very toxic. Actually, we could have a whole nother conversation about
I could have
that.
a whole
Like,
episode talk about how much I have a distaste for that series.
yeah.
Like genuinely.
But yeah. I agree. It's not lazy writing, but it definitely has some sort of
It's just-
not good.
It's just meh.
It's not my cup of tea. I don't
Yeah, it's just-
necessarily like
it's
it.
lacking, as
Yeah.
the kids will say.
True, yeah. All right. My hot take, because I am a sucker for broken men. I don't know why. I sympathize. I'm an empath. So I sympathize for the underdog of every single movie, show, everything that I watch. The I can fix him heroine. Heroine? Is that the right word? Okay. Is just enabling bad behavior. I don't think that is true. Don't think that it's enabling bad behavior. I just think that the heroine might have a savior complex, maybe most of the time, and just wants to fix people that she sees that is broken. But I can't say anything about that because, like I said, I love broken men. I just sympathize with them. Like, take Nico for an example. He is a broken boy. But I
So is Josh.
love him and I love Josh. And it's just, they're not something necessarily to be fixed because you
But I feel like if
cannot.
we were to if Allie and Lauren went to ask them to go to therapy, they wouldn't resist it either.
Exactly.
They would embrace it. They'd
Exactly.
be like, you know what,
Like-
maybe I do need some therapy.
Exactly. And like I think that is like I like broken men that can see that they're broken and need help and want the help, but don't necessarily know how to ask for it.
Yes.
Because that
or what tool, like how to be open about it.
Yeah, because like there is a lot of, stigmatisms around men having emotions and like going to therapy and like being open about their emotions. So I think like I like the broken men
Honestly,
that are
men being seen as vulnerable.
yeah.
Like in general.
Yeah,
Like there's such a
it's
huge stigmatism about men
like
being
you
seen as
can't
vulnerable. Like
you
you can't be
can't
vulnerable if you're a dude.
you can't be sad, you can't feel this, you can't do this if you're a guy. And like I think that broken men who are open for therapy is like one of the hottest things ever. Like if
like,
you
oh.
know you have issues but you're willing to fix them for the person that you're with, oh my god. Take me now.
I will say though, like I think more looking into it too, like maybe a little bit, because like if he's not also willing to put in the work and she's only putting in the work, it does kind of feel like
that is a
enabling
little bit of enabling and like bad behavior, but also I totally get where guys are coming from, certain guys anyways, like especially with Nico. Like take him for instance, he grew up in the mob, his dad is a hardcore mobster.
spoilers.
Oh yeah, sorry. Completely forgot to put a spoiler warning. But like he has grown up in this like system that never allowed him to actually feel all the things that he was supposed to.
Because he was supposed to not, well, also
He's supposed to be a hard ass,
he's supposed to be a
essentially.
hard ass, but also like he wasn't supposed to let people see the real him.
Yeah.
They couldn't see the real him.
Yeah,
Like,
it would be damaging to his like
Family.
self-reflection and his
Mhm.
family and stuff like that. So I think that for him, I'm not saying like all book characters, because some of them are just fucking toxic. Like after again, Hardin, he may be hot, but he is a piece of shit.
There's no amount of hotness that makes up for the toxic behavior of that dude.
No. He's a straight up piece of shit and continuously treats Tessa like she's nothing. So I will like say that to a certain extent that it's not enabling, but Tessa kind of was enabling the bad behavior if you look at it from that standpoint, because she was running back to him constantly.
Yep.
Like I'm sorry, but if he treated me, first off, right off the bat, if I got treated the way she did, I would not go back to him at all.
No,
Period. Not again.
chance.
There would not be 5 books after that. I would be done.
I'd be like, this is the end.
Like this is it.
There's no amount of groveling
No.
that he could have done that would have made up for it.
No. And see, the stuff that happened in Caught Up with Lauren's past and Nico's past, that was out of his control. He could have done something a little bit more.
Like there probably could have been like choices that he could have made differently, but also they were teenage.
He was keeping her, or he was thinking that he was keeping her safe also.
But they were also teenagers.
Yeah, like they were what, like 16, 17?
Like 18, something like that. They were
so
not that,
they were like babies.
Like
you're not gonna think
you're not gonna be able to really solve overly complicated life problems like that
at 18. No, you're not. So I completely understand about that. But I like take Rafe Cameron, for instance. I don't know if you watched Outer Banks.
No.
But this man, he is beautiful, yes. But he is literally the devil. He's murdered people. Like, I'm like, he is having his redemption arc now. But killing a person, your hotness, when it does not make up for that. So the I can fix him mentality with Sophia, no girl, you better just run as fast as you can away from him, because that is killing someone just because you can is not okay. So that I think would classify under the enabling thing. Like you're literally edging it on. You're making it okay in his eyes because you're agreeing with him. Like, no. No, thank you.
Should it be retired though? Like as an overall like
I don't think so, in my opinion, because
it can be written well.
it can be. And if it is, I feel like it might open women's eyes a little bit if they were to read it out, like in their perspective, from a different perspective. I mean, like if they were to read, like, say that you were reading this book and it sounded like you and Daniel, and you see it from the writer's perspective that it's bad behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're kind of like, wow, I really do like put up with it a lot. Maybe that would change your mind and try to set him straight.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Like it might be helpful to some people who are in like toxic relationships or something like that. And
And I mean, some books do that for people.
yeah, and they make them open their eyes and they make them see things differently from another perspective. So I don't think it should be retired, but I do think that it should stop being romanticized. Yeah, I think
this is the end of the
quick little episode that we got.
So little recap, little introduction, nice introduction into what is coming up. I know we are going to do like a full overarching review of Caught Up and Till the Summer Do Us Part, like a 2-part major review.
Yeah.
Not too sure when that is coming out because I still have to read Till Summer Do Us Part.
Yeah, that would probably be a couple episodes from now. But as of right now, we're just going to do some short little episodes to keep us on track with everything. And we're going to do our longer episodes probably towards the end of each month, I would say, because they take up a lot of time to actually sit and record and plan out. But yeah, we hope that you have enjoyed our podcast so far because it's been so fun. We have a website coming out. We're getting bookmarks set up to put in books in stores and libraries, and
maybe even setting up a little shop to like an e-shop to sell them. We're not too sure. We'll figure.
Not too sure yet, but that'll be in the future possibly. But it's been so fun, and I can't wait to continue doing this. So same. I hope you are enjoying it and continue to listen. So if you want to keep doing that, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, beautiful people. If you enjoy this episode and want to see more from us, give a like and a follow on our socials. And if you want to listen to more, find us on Spotify and YouTube.